Hi guys, and welcome to tomorrow's forecast, and let's see what it can bring us, what to watch for, what to enjoy, and so on and so forth. So we are having awareness or the magician. We have Eight of Cups, and we have Four of Wands. The magician is a major arcana, which is talking to us about there's like a turnaround point because it's being a number one. So this also represents the male power of creation by willpower and desire. And generally sometimes like we have this like big halo in the regular deck. We have infinity single symbol above his head, which talks about the energy of thought, but we can see here that fire emanating and him creating that entire universe, right? So this is kind of like in this particular deck talking about the most ancient magic to make real whatever he imagines in his head, but just merely by saying it aloud, right? So that's almost like when God said, "Let there be light," and there was light, kind of like abilities that he has. So reflecting this is the fact that the magician is often represented by Mercury. We just came out of Mercury retrograde. So Mercury is the planet and god of smooth talkers and salesmen. So it's kind of like also god of thieves and a medicine man. You can see versatility, right? So either a real doctor or somebody trying to sell you snake oil, right? So within it's contained the four suits, right? And he's almost like four aces, right? Which in tarot that symbolizes the raw and undeveloped and undirected power of each suit. It's like a diamond in the rough, each of them, right? So when the magician appears, he reveals these to you. So like sometimes, like, I mean, I interpret this like, hey, you're going to be given a vision, an idea, you're going to have maybe a magical or maybe even mental image of what is going on, what is that you most want. You're going to receive a solution to a problem. It's going to be ambitious career, love life, and a job, right? So it's very important to look at it, right? So this card to me, from all cards, is the most tarot, right? He is one of the most recognizable cards, and he's always a favorite as well. So he's also the only card in the major arcana that refers to like the minors, not in this particular one because you usually have the elements, right? With those kind of like displayed on his table. In this case, we have this vision of air and then the fire and the water behind him. So that's kind of like it's in a sense hidden over there, right? So this card is about getting an idea and finding a way to verbalize it. So this is the first step toward making it reality, right? Which is why the magician can indicate a time when we are eloquent and charismatic, we are clever and witty, you know what to say, you know the comeback. We always hope, oh, I wish I have something ready. So you're not stuck, quite the opposite of that, right? But keep in mind that the magician could be a trickster, right? So if this card represents maybe some magnetic person in your life, you need to make sure that you're dealing with a true kind of like a rainmaker, not somebody else, right? So it's also like the card, like literally magic, which is a reveal, like as in a magic trick, right? So waving your hand and woo, like there is like a dove in the box. So it's the same thing. It's going to reveal these new ideas. The emphasis here is new, and it's really important to really look at it. And this is really guiding me really nicely and smoothly into this Eight of Cups, because the Eight of Cups is always that card that talks about, you know what, it's time to ask myself what I can do to bring deeper satisfaction and joy to my life beyond the obvious. Like obvious is material satisfaction and physical enjoyment. So it's kind of like hierarchy of needs. You're going much much higher, right? So it's the spiritual goals and something that is really meaningful, and sometimes it's very reflective, right? And look at that, even the very first try is going to make us happy. We are succeeding in that, right? So this is very active. This can be a little bit withdrawn, and this is active again. So we might go up and down as the day goes, which is going to be very important, right? Maybe you're kind of like realizing, you know what, like maybe my job is no longer appealing to me. I'm going to send some resumes and see what happens. And then you're immediately getting, let's say, arrangement for an interview, which is really important, right? So maybe in terms of finances, you're choosing to sell your investments, particularly if they're not doing well. And that's kind of like that new, kind of like going into that. And for love, it's going to be interesting that you kind of like want to spend some time on your own, and it's not really the obsession of a day for you. As I said, this is mostly spiritual card that is actually taking us to our goal. This is like, to me, next stage. This Four of Wands always speaks to me in that respect. Like, I mean, where are you moving to, how you're moving to, and why do you really want to go there? So it's kind of like a lovely way to kind of like work with this. So needless to say, you're kind of like trading really carefully and things are really happening. This is indicating finality of some kind of good times and harmonious home environment, right? And it's stability of some sort. So there is like reaching that important milestone. It's maybe not a complete finish, and it's also closely associated with home environment. So maybe you're renovating your home, or like you're beautifying your home, because there is like some kind of like peace and harmony and tranquility that you want to achieve and that you will achieve. So all there is, all is well. Guys, please give me a thumbs up if you like it, thumbs down if you don't. Don't forget to join our live, which is like at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Saturdays. And lastly, February tarot scopes are out. Check them out. Love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. I wish you all the best.